Feminism has become the dreaded F word, politically incorrect, and associated with many negative myths. Feminazi! A hairy lesbian. Now see, look, I've got hairy legs. That must mean I'm a lesbian and a feminist, right? The militant. I must be a feminist! A burner of bras. Whoop! I'm gonna burn this garment. That must mean I'm a feminist, right? No, I am a feminist, not a feminazi. Nor am I a hairy lesbian. I am not an extreme militant, and I don't burn my bras. I am a feminist, and I really do believe that in order for New Zealand to become a gender-equal society, where every man and every woman receives the same human rights, where every man and every woman is free to be sensitive, where every man and every woman is free to be strong, we need to educate men and everyone in the world about feminism and what we really stand for. We need to show them that we are not just a bunch of angry women who hate all men in the world. We need to show the men in our lives that we have just as much right as men to receive equal pay for working the same jobs for the same hours. We have just as much right as men to receive an education. We have just as much right as men to have a say in the running of our society, of our country. We have just as much right as men to be respected in our society. We have just as much right as men to speak freely and to be heard by all. As far as gender equality goes in New Zealand, we women have been extremely privileged, unlike women in many other parts of the world, such as the Middle East. I know that I am not discriminated against in school for being female. I know that when I turn 18, I will earn the right to vote. I know that I have been given many opportunities to speak out, for my voice to be heard, this being one of many. However, there is still the long-standing issue of the gender pay gap of 11.8% as at 2015. While in the past years this gender pay gap had been decreasing, this figure of 11.8% was a 2% increase from 2014's figure of 9.9%. Why this has been such a long-standing issue, I believe, is because women and men have for far too long existed as two opposing groups, each denying the other the right to live to their full potential. Now, how many men do I have in the room with me today? Just the one, all right? Well, sir, I would like to invite you now to join us in our fight for gender equality. And to the rest of you ladies, I would like you to invite the men in your lives to join us in our fight for gender equality. I invite you all now because it is obvious to me that women are not the only ones who have been oppressed, and that men are also trapped in gender-based assumptions. Men must be strong and silent. Men must be in charge and act decisively. Men must be aggressive and dominant. And above all, men must be manly. Right? No. It is because of these stereotypes that men suffer in silence, feeling unable to reach out, too afraid to speak up for fear of losing their manliness. I see men choosing a deeper, more permanent form of silence when it becomes too much to bear. And in a 9-year period from 2004 to 2013, the male suicide rate in New Zealand was consistently higher than the female suicide rate in New Zealand. As Emma Watson once said in her He for She campaign speech, it is time that we all perceive gender on a spectrum and not as two opposing sets of ideals. Even here, right now, at a speech competition about gender equality, the men's voices are absent. They have effectively been eliminated. If we are to achieve a gender-equal New Zealand, where every man and every woman receives the same human rights, where every man, every woman is free to feel sensitive, where every man and every woman are free to be strong, it is absolutely vital that we all work together as one, and above all, that we work for each other. Thank you.